Alright guys, so today I get the pleasure of talking to you guys about Payday 3. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot this game was coming out. I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, it looks like shit. And then I just forgot about the game entirely. Until probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw it was coming out and I really didn't want to spend money on it. So I wasn't planning on playing this at all. And I was getting on Xbox one day, I was getting on to play Cyberpunk. That video's coming soon. And I realized the game's on Game Pass, so we're going to do a video on it. So Payday 3, what is Payday 3, what do you do? Real simple, you go around, and I would say you rob banks, but you just kind of rob stuff. There's banks in them to rob, but the jewelry stores, armored cars, all of that good stuff. I've played Payday 2 the tiniest bit. I didn't really know what I was doing when I played Payday 2. I kind of just shot people, didn't really follow the whole like stealth and oh, there are ways to rob the bank other than just going in and shooting everybody. So, Payday 3 is the first one that I really have experience where I understand what the hell is happening. So let me kind of break down how the game works and the things I like and don't like. So like I stated, the majority of the gameplay is going around and figuring out how you're going to rob or steal whatever you're trying to rob or steal from. You can go in guns blazing and absolutely just shoot the place up and do it, which is a viable playstyle, and with all of the different difficulty settings and skills and weapons to unlock, there's definitely an amount of replayability here. That was a big thing in the second one. You go back and replaying sections you've already played, so it's definitely going to be a thing here. But the most fun way, obviously, is the way you're quote-unquote supposed to do it. But I want to make it clear that there are options here to do it multiple ways. So, you go through, you rob the bank or jewelry store, or whatever it is that you're robbing, in any way that you want, depending on your difficulty, how many civilian hostages you take, all of that good stuff, how many you accidentally kill, obviously how much you steal, you will get an amount of money. You take that money that you get from the mission and you put it back into your equipment, whether that's for weapons, attachments for those weapons, if you want drip, if you want to look cool, right? Your masks, your outfits, gloves, if you want a super weapon, what they call the overkill weapon, if you want a different overkill weapon, primary, secondary, suppressors, grips, sights, all of that good stuff, right? Then from there, they have a skill tree. The skill tree is very complicated. Just like Payday 2, there's a lot of skills, so you can focus on a lot of different things. There aren't enough skill points to get every single skill, so you kind of gotta concentrate on what you want to get, and everything unlocks with levels. So it's not so much, this is 4 million for the AK-12, let me just get 4 million. It's set to level 48, or whatever gun the AK-12 is set to, right? And once you hit that level, you then have to get enough money to buy that gun, and then you use the gun, level up the gun, and you can customize it. So at its core, it's a very basic system of playing the game, leveling up yourself and the weapons that you're using, the gear, and then upgrading it further. Now, the problem with that is that there's 8 levels here, right? And the level you're going to reach playing each heist, bank, level, mission, whatever you want to call it, once. Completing it once successfully, getting the money and reputation and all of that, because you only get the XP if you actually are successful. Getting all of that, completing the entire game once, you're going to unlock maybe a quarter, maybe, depending on what difficulty you play on, of the stuff in the game. So it does force you, if you really want to get the cool guns that you want and max out your skill tree and make a build that you want, customize the hell out of your character, get all the cool masks, the suits, all of that stuff, you're going to have to play the levels over and over and over on higher difficulties. Now, that's how the last game was, that's how this game is meant to be. I don't necessarily love that, but if that's your thing, if you have no problem with that, that's fine. So, the amount of content here, again, assuming on what difficulty you play in and all of that stuff, for the 8 levels, you're looking at about an hour per level. So if you just go through and play everything once, you're looking at like 8 or 9 hours. But again, if you want to be the completionist and go through and finish all of that stuff out, it's obviously going to be longer than that. So that brings us to the price point. The game is $40. I'm very surprised that it wasn't $70. Like I said, I wasn't planning on getting this because I wasn't that excited. I think the trailers did not do well for this game. I don't know what they were showing, but it looked so much worse than this. It looked so bad, and I'm playing in 1080p here. Right? I'm not playing in 4K. I'm playing in a lower resolution than most of you are probably going to be playing in, and the trailers just didn't do a great job of showing this game off. But The problem with this game is it's only day 2, I will say, so they have time to fix it, but is the connectivity issues, right? They're all over the place. Right here, you see I'm playing the game, we're disconnected, we have desync, whatever you want to call it, the game's gonna kick me out and crash. Other problems I have, things like connectivity issues once in the game, yes, but even getting into the game. This is on times 2000 speed of me trying to load in to the game. And I have about 7 clips of that. And it's from the main menu to log in. Then once you get through that loading screen, you have to sit in the matchmaking menu, which again is another 5 to 10 minutes. And then if you get in, you have to hope it doesn't crash. Now, obviously, this is something that they hopefully are going to fix and should fix relatively soon, or obviously working on, but it is something that's annoying. If I would have paid money for this game, I would have been absolutely pissed. Another thing I want to mention with that is these aren't prime time gaming hours either. Obviously, the day the game came out last night, it was down, whatever. A lot of games, unfortunately, are down the day they come out, the night they come out, or if they came out on like a weekend, right? But this was a Friday at about 9 in the morning, 8 in the morning, right? So the game should have been working, but it wasn't, right? I can't imagine going into the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, I can't imagine it's going to get any better. But I just wanted to put that out there that there are major connectivity issues. But aside from that, if you liked Payday 2, you're gonna like Payday 3. The missions, so far I haven't played all of them, seem a bit more, in my opinion, scaled down than Payday 2. Payday 2 missions got a little wild and just over the top, like Fast and Furious type, just insane. And I like this version more. It's a bit more realistic and scaled down, and it's still fun. But it's not to the point where you're running around in a 500-on-1 gunfight for 25 minutes. It's a lot more condensed, and again, that's a preference thing, but that's something that I like more in this one. So, like I say with every game when I give a score, you have a Game Pass score, a Game Pass modifier, if you will. A game gets a point just for being on Game Pass. If I was going to give a game a 0, I'd give it a 1 for being on Game Pass. If I was going to give it a 10, I won't give it an 11, but it'd still have a 10. Right, you get my point. So, at $40, if you paid $40 for this game with the connectivity issues, I personally, because I don't like to replay the same content over and over and over and over again, would give this like a 4 out of 10. There would be about 8 to 10 hours of content there. The connectivity would have pissed me off, and I wouldn't have felt that was worth $40. But if you have no problem with this type of content, and you're getting it on Game Pass for $3.99, like I always say, then I would put this at probably a solid 6 out of 10. The same thing I put Payday 2 at. If you like Payday 2 a lot more than me, then you'll like this a lot more. I think Payday 2 is just fine. Like, it's fun. It's something I'd play in my free time, like waiting between games for something new to come out. Like, I'll load up a match or two, but it's not going to go on, like, my game of the year. It's not absolutely fantastic. It's fine, right? For a free game, for a game on Game Pass, it's entertaining. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know if you absolutely love this game, if you think the last one's better, if you think this one's better, what you think overall, down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.